But first up, the emotional return for many survivors not too far away at the town of Kinglake. Up until today, they've been struggling to find out information on their loved ones, their properties, even their pets. They've effectively been locked out of their own town. Well, this afternoon, a special convoy was arranged to take them back in, and Lynda Kinkade went with them.
It's not my house anymore. Just what you see here, a big pile of rubble.
I feel so guilty for having a home.
In moments, their new home was gone, with this in its place. Andrew Watson, partner Rachel Watts, and their 3 girls were in Tasmania when the fire came through. The shock of this may never go away.
So this is all that's left?
Yeah, yep. This is about all that's left. We lost pretty much everything.
10-year-old Chelsea and 5-year-old Hannah came looking for their things, but nothing is salvageable. Their family pets survived, though not much else.
We just bought it and started renovating, and yeah, unfortunately we weren't even insured.
You weren't insured? How are you going to rebuild?
I don't know. I haven't even thought about it.
How does it feel seeing this?
It's devastating.
The trauma of what's gone, too much for Rachel.
Well, was gone. Mum cried. So our house got down.
What's the worst thing that you've lost?
Probably my grandmother's clock.
Andrew's sister Tan also returned to the ruins of what was once her pride and joy.
What can you say coming back and seeing this?
I just feel ill after all the work and heart and soul that went into the place.
The carpet was meant to be laid last weekend.
My partner was up here on the Saturday waiting for the carpet layer who had the sense not to come.
Partner John Goodwin left just in time.
No one knew there was a fire coming, no one.
There was no warning?
No, there were no bells, no whistles, nothing.
Had she been here, Tan believes she would have stayed to defend her home.
With a garden hose, yeah. As stupid as it sounds.
Yeah, no, it's not salvageable. No, it just kills me.
Driving through your town, what were you thinking?
It's not our town anymore, it's not.
Hundreds of residents want to return, but only a handful have been allowed through. This afternoon on Convoy, they travelled the 25 kilometres from Whittlesea to Kinglake, a haunting trip back into a world they no longer recognise.
We have to come home. You can't walk us off our freaking mountain. It's our mountain.
Kitty Howard fled with her 3 kids and was one of the few to return to a home intact. Her kittens a welcome reunion.
We've only got 2, so that's pretty cool. And I lost my rabbit, but that's all right.
CFA volunteer Rodney Elworth hasn't stopped working since Saturday. He was saving the homes of others when he lost his own.
I haven't dealt with it. Put it in the back of my mind, don't deal with it. If you go and do that, I'm useless here. So I don't even think about it, don't talk about it. We know we've lost friends, we don't talk about it, we'll deal with it once we've finished this side of it.
How close was this community?
Oh, we're a family. It's like my auntie rang me and said, oh, don't go back up there. I said, they're my family. She says, we're your family.
We're a team.
It's going to be tough, a lot of you out there.
Yeah, but we'll get through it.
Forensic teams and specialist police are going through these homes one by one, but with so much incinerated, they're asking for family and friends of missing loved ones to provide photos, dental records, and even descriptions of jewellery they were wearing on the day the fire came through.
My friend's kids are dead. Surreal. It's just all the death that's the sad bit. Like, we have hundreds of old people. Where are they?
I'm one of the lucky ones, though. I mean, my family and I are the lucky ones. We weren't here.
It's hard to feel bad for yourself when so many other people have lost loved ones.
Everybody's lost their house.
That's Lynda Kinkade on a bittersweet day for so many residents at Kinglake. Now, we can bring you up to date on the latest details of this. Ground zero at these fires, then the once beautiful little town of Marysville is it. It's about 100 k's northeast of Melbourne, population of 519 before Saturday, but today it's estimated as many as 100 locals have lost their lives. Only the bakery is left standing in a town that's virtually been wiped off the map. Lynda Kinkade has this story.
People that you used to see in the street, and to think that you won't see them anymore. And I think that's going to hit the whole town.
It was just a charming, beautiful place, and I think the horror and the terror that those people must have felt with this coming through, just I don't think words will ever describe it.
Marysville last week was a bubbling tourist village. Today it's ash and rubble, reduced to merely a postcode.
Total devastation, just nothing. It left of just charred ruins.
The entire town is a crime scene, out of bounds for survivors and media. But the airspace is now open. Today we took the regional mayor for her first view of the town, a town she visited so often.
I couldn't count. I really couldn't count so many times I've been here. A beautiful town that had such a magic about it, with the trees as you came in and the beautiful ferns, the ambience of the area. I don't think we'll ever rebuild it the way it was. We will only be able to get a replica of the beauty that was here.
Marindindi Mayor Lynn Gunter has been counselling survivors. She says nothing will prepare them for seeing this.
All the people that you've been speaking to and counselling, how are they coping?
Some with anger, some with acceptance, some with just total disbelief.
Only a dozen homes remained standing in a town which housed more than 500 people. It was almost 47 degrees and gusty winds on Saturday when the inferno roared through. Despite the best efforts by firefighters, the conditions were working against them. Now police believe the fire was deliberately lit.
An arsonist is thought to be responsible for this carnage.
They've lit a fire deliberately on a day that they knew would cause the most devastation. It does come down to murder. It's what it is, it's just murder.
Just below us is what was once known as Melbourne's honeymoon capital. Now it's nothing more than a wasteland, utterly deserted. Anyone who stayed behind almost certainly died. Police believe about 100 bodies are buried amongst the rubble.
I know there are people I know in the town that have passed away, but I'm hoping that it's just not as many as they're saying.
Bob Gillespie escaped his home and then drove back into the flames to rescue others.
I went back again because I knew other people that were refusing to go, so I went back, and a lot of them had started to move out. But I drove around the town and it just got too dangerous for me to stay there.
What did you get away with, Bob?
My dog and myself and my car.
Bob had lived in Marysville for the last 15 years. It was his retirement haven, but now all he thinks of is the horror.
A whole heap of damage to my arm and a couple of burns, but that doesn't matter. I mean, the worst thing is not being able to get to the people that you tried to get to.
Some who escaped are already suffering the effects of what's known as survivor's syndrome, a feeling of guilt for making it out alive. Others, like Bob, merely want justice.
If anyone has lit this, I would personally pull them apart with 2 horses.
For now, many of the townsfolk are living on a field in nearby Alexandra at what's been dubbed Tent City.
This will essentially be Marysville, will it, for a while?
Marysville, Buxton, Taggart, Narberthong, probably. I don't know how long.
Officially, though, it's at least a month. But with no town left, they'll have to come up with another plan for long-term accommodation until the town can be rebuilt.
When all this is gone and then we go back to nothing, that's when it's going to be hard.
Now, in many ways, firefighter John Monday has become the face of the Marysville tragedy, and John joins me this evening. John, well, in times of disaster, Australians always know they can turn to each other for support, and the response from all levels of the community to this relief effort has been quite incredible. The federal government has pledged $10 million, but many are wondering if that's enough. Well, we've been working the phones too today, and some of our biggest companies and leading Australians have now offered their support as well. Here's Lynda Kinkade.
Prime Minister Kevin Rudd with the victims of our worst ever natural disaster.
Do you know something? You're here, okay.
But with more than 700 homes obliterated and half a dozen towns damaged, all he's offering is just $10 million. $1,000 for adults, $400 for kids, $5,000 for funerals.
Dig deep, as people's lives have been shattered.
It's a small drop in comparison to what the federal government have promised in foreign aid. In the past month alone, it's put $5 million towards humanitarian efforts in Sri Lanka, another $5 to Gaza, $2 to Kenya, on top of the $22 million donated since 2003, and $3 million to Fiji. The total amount committed to overseas recipients in the year ahead, a jaw-dropping $3.7 billion. Here at Whittlesea, these victims are thankful for the simplest of donations, cans of food, clothing and nappies. Many of them have completely nothing left, only the clothes they were in when they fled.
I've got friends still stuck there in Kinglake. It just kills you, mate, you know. Everyone's doing their best to help, and it seems like we're not doing anything.
Money and also food, clothes, support. I think, you know, the more of that we can do, the better.
Singer Carolyn O'Connor is hopeful the government will do a lot more.
He needs to help these people as much as he possibly can, really push the envelope, you know, go as far as you can. I think everybody would support that decision. The whole nation would be, you know, so delighted if they would just think about this is an incredibly difficult time for people, and $1,000 isn't going to get them very far, as we know. It's not a lot of money.
She and the cast of Chicago today began rehearsals. Performer Craig McLaughlin says their thoughts were with the victims and how they can help.
I don't know how quickly we can put something together, but, you know, we'll definitely be doing something.
Right around the country, people are feeling the immense loss and opening their wallets. Our 5 major banks have each donated $1 million. Westpac spokesman Peter Hanlon says they'll do everything they can to help.
We've also made a commitment to our staff that any money that they donate will be matched dollar for dollar by Westpac. So all of our employees will be digging deep.
The outpouring of grief has prompted many in the entertainment industry to donate.
I was so upset, and I think everyone watching it, you know, just wants to give their support to the Victorians out there, and I think, you know, the best we can do is donate.
Vanessa Amorosi, who's currently in LA, has already called home to offer $5,000, and plans are already underway for a benefit concert starring the likes of Silverchair, Missy Higgins and Powderfinger. Companies are also digging deep. Woolworths, Australian Post and AMP have all donated $1 million.
There's a number of things we've got underway. There's a $1 million donation which we're working through with the Australian Red Cross on, and then we'll be doing fundraising activities right across the stores throughout Australia.
I think corporate Australia, if it's not looking to do something today, should definitely be doing it. We call on all companies, particularly in the food and beverage area and in those essential services that people need immediately, to come on board.
Myer is offering clothes. SPC is sending tin food, West Farmers $500,000 and David Jones $500,000 in gift vouchers. But our government is lagging behind, providing just 150 portable beds in the Gippsland region. The Red Cross began taking donations early today.
In the last few hours, the donations have gone up to just over $7 million. But it is the biggest disaster, one of the biggest disasters in Australian history, so we need the response to match the enormity of the task at hand.
If you'd like to donate, you can contact the Red Cross on 1800 811 700.
Yeah, the response from right around Australia has been truly magnificent. We're going to take a break now and have more from Whittlesea right after this. Not only devastated lives, they've actually destroyed much of the environment. The most immediate concern now is toxic drinking water, after many of the fires rage near the catchment regions. Lynda Kinkade has the details.
Once the smoke clears, drinking water quality could be an issue.
The fire that would kill half the trees could result in a reduced water supply of about 20% for the following 50 years.
In the wake of an inferno which wreaked havoc across 450,000 hectares, there could be another problem: toxic drinking water.
Bushfires remove the vegetation and expose the soil to the erosive power of rainstorms.
All of Victoria's main catchment areas are in or near bushfire-affected regions. It's feared ash and retardant chemicals will be washed into the dams with the first big rainfall.
What we need to do is use the best science available to guide the remediation effort. So that involves the kinds of hill slope treatments that we put in place to prevent erosion.
In a state already struggling with historically low water supplies, Melbourne University scientist Dr Paul Fakema says supply is an issue.
When a forest is killed by fire or by any disturbance, and as it regrows it uses more water than what the forest did prior to the disturbance.
Melbourne's largest catchment, the Thomson Dam just below us, is under threat with two fires approaching from Bunyip and Kinglake. If the northerly winds return tomorrow and those fires merge, it could affect the city's main water supply. At the very least, if the fires don't reach the dam and merely destroy only half the trees, it could still reduce water supply in the already drought-ravaged dam.
And it's a long-term issue. As vegetation is removed or killed within a catchment, as it regrows, it uses more water. That effect can go on for 100 or 150 years, that they actually use more water than what the older vegetation did prior to the fire.
The 2003 Canberra bushfires caused major water quality problems in the Cotter River catchment, and because it wasn't addressed quickly, much of the water is still poor.
As the storages are drawn down, we don't have sufficient resources to recover them. Hence, we need a north-south pipeline and we need a desalination plant.
Professor John Langford says Melbourne won't have anywhere near as many problems as Canberra, so long as Melbourne Water continue to consider other water options. But that isn't the only environmental concern. It's been revealed that carbon emissions created by the bushfires are the equivalent to almost an entire year of Australia's industrial emissions.
If fires become much more frequent, then there will be less opportunity for the regrowing forest to take the carbon up.
There's little known about the bushfires' effect on flora and fauna. Wildlife Victoria estimates more than 10,000 native animals were killed. The lucky ones are receiving treatment in makeshift animal shelters.
Well, yet again, we'll be in the hands of the weather this weekend, not just here in Victoria, but right around the country. Coming up, a long-range look at what's in store.
We have to be realistic about this, and this is a typical sort of thing, or a thing that is quite possible with climate change.